Dexter Resurrection was a very fun season of television, but ultimately I think it is very flawed. And I know that's not a popular statement to say, and a lot of people will get upset at that, but I do think it is very flawed. The writing is a mess and it is all over the place. That's not to say this was a bad series, because I don't think it was a bad series. I think it was a good season of TV and incredible when it comes to being a revival of something we thought was dead and gone that had two of the most embarrassing endings of all time. I had my critiques of the first episode. I was not a fan of what they did with Dexter New Blood, the way they just so lazily and cheaply wrote it off. Honestly, it is fucking terrible with what they did. I can't believe they thought that was a good idea. And I don't care what you say, I'm right on this. I am absolutely right that how they wrote off New Blood is horrific, and that pissed me off, man. It was so freaking bad. I also felt like the cameos were very cheap, very lazy in the beginning. It really added nothing to the story. But I think my biggest gripe with this story is that we're retreading old ground. By the end, Dexter says, maybe I'm not like these other killers. Maybe I am who I need to be. Basically, he's going through the same arc that he's gone through since season 4. The last time that Dexter fundamentally changed as a character was after season 4 with what Mitchell did to him. Since then, he has been the exact same character going through the exact same arc. I need people to keep me grounded. I am a monster. I am not human, but I can try my best to be. How do I fit in this world, in this society? It's all things we have gone through so many times over. At this point, we are just repeating the same arc over and over, man. And it's lazy, and it has to change. This is why I don't hold Dexter in a high regard in terms of like a top tier character. And like he's like, maybe with people like Blessings and Harrison, that'll keep me tied to the ground. So that's who's keeping you tied to the ground. It wasn't Debbie. It wasn't Batista. It wasn't Rita's kids. It's your son, understandable, and Blessings. Some dude you just met. Okay, sure. But yeah, Dexter, we just went over the same arc. Again, he has not changed since season 4. He's the same character. It's very lazy. It gets old. The writing is a mess from start to finish. You're telling me that a billionaire who employs a henchwoman who is former special ops, uh, elite at what she did, master interrogator, can literally have someone killed in prison, can find out everything about you. They couldn't figure out who Red Schmidt was, but Dexter, who just came back from a coma, figured it out. Okay. We're led to believe this entire season that Charlie and Prater are incredibly smart, but they are so dumb. From the beginning to the end. Speaking of the end, they take in Batista, and before tying him to that chair, they don't strip search him. They don't take away his phone. They don't remove his belongings and leave him in a different room and burn him or something. And that's how Dexter is able to get a phone to contact Harrison. Everything with Blessings was just fucking dumb. Like, Dexter just happens to run into the nicest man in all of New York as soon as he steps into New York, who gives him a home, helps him get a job, just brings him into his family. It's just really dumb. It's really contrived. It's really plot specific. Like, I don't know. Everything with Harrison, that relationship or not relationship he has with the girl he lives, it went nowhere. Now he's with some other chick. I'm assuming she'll probably die in season 2. Batista was a bit of an idiot. The way he announces he's going after Dexter, like he should have done it in the shadows. Did he learn nothing from Dope? The way Batista goes out, choosing to choke Dexter instead of going after Prater, when, in all honesty, he should have teamed up with Dexter in that moment, took out Prater, got Charlie to run away, and then they handle each other. It could have been done so much better. Like what if Batista gets free and Prater runs or something? They lock Batista and Dexter in that vault. Now Dexter has to make the choice. But no. You have Detective Wallace, who is a super genius, kind of autistic person who can make all these connections and is an incredible detective, apparently. But when Batista comes to her with some decent theories and advice, she just disregards it, falls for Dexter's manipulation. It's really dumb. You have Dexter joining a killer's club, which has been operating for some amount of time. And the year that a new guy joins, everybody starts dropping like flies. And Prater and Charlie really don't look into it or figure out right away, maybe it's the new guy causing all these people to go down. Dexter literally kills one of the guys in plain sight and gets away with it, and it is the dumbest thing ever. Like, they dumb down these characters so much. They're smart and calculating when they need to be, and incredibly dumb when the plot needs them to. And look, there is so much more terrible writing like this throughout, like making Dexter an idiot. Dexter, why would you take the blood slides when it's labeled Bay Harbor Butcher? Why would you do that? That's only going to cause suspicion on your part. You almost got captured because you were dumping bodies in the water. So after taking the blood slides, that might lead someone to reopen the Bay Harbor Butcher case because they know Batista was talking to the cops about you. You take a boat and dump a body. So now that body could be found one day. Really. Dude, this season is a mess. Now, to the good stuff. The cast was great. The casting in the show was fantastic. Peter Dinklage, incredible. They kind of wasted David Dastmalchian. Sorry if I said that wrong. But, it was great to have him. Cast was great. Acting was great from start to finish. Don't get me wrong. This was a good season of TV. Because, the writing is heavily flawed, but you can't ignore all the good stuff this season did. Pacing was generally pretty good. Cinematography was great. The direction was great. The musical choices, some of the comedy was very funny. It's a good season of TV, man. It really is. And I commend everybody. I've talked about the good stuff in other videos. This is just, I wanted to air my grievances. It's a 7 out of 10. For sure. 7 out of 10. Above average. I would say, no, 7 out of 10 is like going into good territory. Bring on season 2, man. I hope you guys don't take this video the wrong way. But I hate when stuff gets glazed, in the sense that people are so busy glazing it, they just ignore outright big issues. So this is me addressing some of them that I have, at least. You guys may not agree with it, but that's what I think.